She's stuck inside my mental. She got a body like a temple. Even though she drives me crazy, I tell everyone that's my baby. She's pretty like a 4K sunset.
You know, I really like her intro song.
I know you've been grooving to it.
I do. I like it a lot.
I do too. I think it's fitting.
Yes.
The fact that it's a male singing.
Well,
presumably.
I mean, yeah. I like how you did that. Yeah.
Anyway, hello everybody.
Hello.
I am beautiful.
And I'm Ace.
And we are
together real bad. Real bad. Yeah. Before we jump into it, this is a Patreon episode. If you'd like to see the visuals, please head on over to our Patreon page, which is together.real.badpod. Just type in like Patreon and then Together Real Bad. I'm sure it'll come up in Google or chat, whichever you prefer. We have a free subscription. We have a paid subscription. We are thankful for either. And then you'll get to see our beautiful faces sitting in our living room at the breakfast bar. Breakfast bar?
Yeah.
Doing this podcast.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Please subscribe.
And thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just tired.
I can see that. I was asking you beforehand if you're okay. And I don't know if you're lying or not, but
I'm not lying. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm just tired and it smelled like weed in our house.
Yeah.
So I was a little disturbed by that, but
is that what is okay?
Just a little bit, just like
well, yeah. Okay, we're gonna figure it out.
Mood. I didn't even ask.
I think we can't talk about it now. Okay. Anyway, well, we could talk about it when we go back to the room. Anyhow, besides that, you're fine. How was work?
I'm fine. Work is all right.
Okay.
Today was a lazier day, working with the kids, but they still got some work done, which is always great. The key to coaching is that, like, even if you feel like you're having like an off day, which we're allowed to have off days,
absolutely,
like lazy days, is to never let the kids know that like you're being lazy or it's an off day.
You don't think they recognize it?
They might recognize it being off, but they know they're still working.
Okay,
which is the
fair.
Which is the good part about it.
Yeah,
they're not getting the day off.
Yeah,
I don't get the day off. So anyway, it was good. I realized I have 5 more weeks in this session. Then it's another break. So I'm just trying to hold on. Hold on tight.
And then your hours change, right?
And then my hours change, which is exciting.
God,
I mean, I'm not looking forward to having to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You know how I do. You know I love it.
I know you do.
Yeah, because then I can get to work early and we can have like the evenings to like do whatever it is that we gonna do.
Yeah.
Which should probably be
it'll
go to
be
the gym.
Yeah. You got a lash on your nose.
Thank you.
Yeah. Going to the gym, which I'm low-key kind of excited to get back to doing. Yeah, because I'm starting to eat better again and my waist beads are slowly falling
to the floor.
And that's my biggest thing is like, I want to see results. Results are what motivates me. And eating well first or eating better first has been a huge part of my motivation in my 30s, seeing the results and then like getting into the gym and kind of like toning up. So I'm excited to get back to that when that does happen. Yeah.
I think my lips are ashy.
Here.
Oh. That's better. Thank you. She gave me some of her chapstick.
Off my lips.
Off her lips. So yeah, that's what was happening there.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Just irritated today. I'm good, but irritated today. Just a lot going on.
Not with me though.
No, right? No. Just a lot going on in our condo with our neighbor. And it's just like the water was cut off like twice. Once was from the neighbor, once was from the city. Everything is back on, but now our kitchen sink doesn't work. So that's going to fall on us to get fixed, I'm sure. I don't know why it doesn't work. I mean, I guess I got to call Tisa and ask her.
Yeah.
So I doubt if Tisa listens, but if you do, Tisa, you'll be getting a phone call. So that happened, and then just working. I made a little bit of progress on this video that I've been trying to do for like 3 weeks, just because I think it's just gonna be like. Long story short, there's flicker in the video, which means that like a rolling band situation where if you shoot at too fast of a shutter speed, which is the right shutter speed, actually, you get this like banding effect on like projectors. And I told him about it when I was there, and I was like, I think I can get it out because I've gotten stuff out like that before, but this, I don't think I can get it out. So he's just going to have to take it the way it is. I mean, I tried, and I also told him I showed him what it was doing, and yeah. So, and I think I even maybe at one point suggested that maybe not to have anything on behind them, but he wanted something on behind the panelists. So there's that.
How long does it like a turnaround take typically?
It doesn't take, well, it depends. It depends on like what people want. I usually try and do a first draft for people, and that can maybe take a day or two, maybe just depending. Cause I can't sit there and work like 8 straight hours on editing. I just can't. Even when I'm editing podcasts for other people, I swear every like 10 minutes I got to get up or I got to do something else. I just can't sit there. So, I mean, this video, I think I really started working on it last week, and I've had it for 2 weeks. So it's just not that it's taking me that long, but I just had to get to it basically. So he's not really like pressuring me for it, but I do want to get it to him, in somewhat of a timely fashion. So yeah, but, yeah.
All right.
That was the day. That's how I am.
Well, I'm happy that you're here with me.
I'm happy I'm here with you too. I wish we had some time to like chill before bed, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'm gonna lay down and go out.
Yeah, I'm not really sleepy. I don't know. It's probably just I haven't had time to wind down, and I really shouldn't have stayed in the bed all day and worked, because that's one thing that will stop you from sleeping at night is if you work in the bed. But hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
On to our news and updates.
So we will be featured as part of a podcast salon hosted by Queer News Anna Deshawn. She is the owner of E3 Radio, which plays queer music 24 hours a day. And then she is also the host and owner of Queer News, which is also a podcast you guys should check out. I think she does it once a week or maybe once a day. I don't know. She does it a lot more than we do. It's like a 15-minute long podcast, and it just gives you all the queer news from around the way. And the podcast salon is going to be, I think that's next week. It's the 25th during, I think it's Queer or Lesbian Visibility Week. And we will be there along with Bad Queers. And it's just a way to amplify other podcasts, like for people that are interested in podcasts to find our podcast and hopefully start listening. So shout out to Anna for inviting us to that. We are grateful. Also, Party Noir will be there. They throw some, from what I've seen online, some nice parties. And then you'll also have DJ Ray Chardonnay there as well.
Sounds like a great event.
And unfortunately, you can't make it.
I cannot. It's only half of Together Real Bad will be there, but I know that you're going to represent well.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to come out, you definitely can. There are tickets available. It is at Affinity Community Center. It's on April 25th, and it starts at 6.
Yes, come on out.
Come.
Speaking of coming out, there are no updates, so we're going to move on past that.
Well, kind of.
So
maybe. Okay.
A potential update. So I scheduled a brunch with my mother, and it's going to be on the 3rd of May. And I'm excited about it because we haven't had any time to ourselves in a very long time. And
you and your mom?
Yeah, me and my mom. And like, was it a couple years ago that I invited her to the wine fest?
No, I think that was like last year, no?
That could have been last year. Was it last year?
I thought it was last year.
It was probably last year, but it seemed so far away.
No, I think it was last year because
it was for her birthday.
Yeah.
So I had invited my mom to this wine fest, and I bought tickets for her birthday because she really likes wine, and I just wanted to do something nice for her. And I told her about this event weeks in advance. She ended up canceling on me, and I wasn't too happy about it. And I made sure I let her know that I wasn't happy about it. And I mean, I won't go into the details of the story or whatever like that. But fast forward, she messaged me the other day, sometime last week, and she was just like, Kimmy. And I was like, hey, mommy.
How are you?
What's up? And she was like, nothing, just, missing your face or your voice or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, me too. Like, I would love to get together for brunch. And she said, yes, I would love to. I said brunch or dinner or whatever. She was like, yeah, let's do a brunch. And I was like, cool. So I set up the day and time, and I told her, all right, I had to put some money down for this reservation. So please do not cancel on me. Put it in your calendar now.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, I'll remember. And I said, no.
Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. I said, the last time you said that, you canceled on me, and it really hurt my feelings. So I would appreciate it if you would put it in your calendar now. And she said, I'm so sorry about that. I have it in my calendar. So I am looking forward to it. I am feeling optimistic about it. Only because, me and my mom always have a good time together, and I know she needs the time away from home.
Mm-hmm.
To get out the house and have a good time, some good food, some good drinks. But I'm also possibly using this opportunity to come out to her. Mm-hmm. And I know I said in my therapy session, and I think I've also said to you guys in previous podcasts, that I didn't want to set an event or like a date around it, yeah. Because I'm more of the spontaneous type of person when it comes to telling that information. At least I have been, let the record show. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I feel like putting a date on it or saying that it is going to happen at this time, at this, event, causes me even more anxiety. And I would hate to have that anxiety building up to getting closer to the event.
Yeah.
But, I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready, and I'm tired of holding it off. I feel like she has some knowledge or inkling of what my sexuality of my partner, as I refer to you as to her.
And you never have before.
I've never referred a significant other as my partner to my mom. I've always said boyfriend. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure she knows a little something. But I'm ready, because I'm ready to have a ring on my finger. I'm tired of waiting. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that, I guess, that is a little bit of a coming out update.
It is.
So stay tuned for the news on that,
which will be in like
a month
and a half.
But it's happening.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Date night diaries?
Date night diaries. So the other day, I was scrolling on Instagram, I believe. And this guy named Malik Shachu, I think that's his name on Instagram, mm-hmm. had this event, like an art event, some months back. And I remember seeing like people in their stories posting about it, whatever. Well, he had another event this past weekend. It was on Saturday, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yes, it was on Saturday. We bought tickets to go see, what the event was about. There were different artists there, different vendors. Our vendor friend, Melissa, who does Forever Jewelry. What is it called? Melted and bonded jewelry?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a permanent jewelry. So it's basically bonded together around your wrist or your ankle or your thumb or whatever.
Finger, whatever. Yeah. So it was pretty dope. I think that it was a long event because it started at 4, over at 10.
10, yeah.
But they had a VIP segment, I guess, like VIP was there from like 4 to 6, and then everyone else came from 6 until. So we didn't stay the entire event because we were also very hungry. But what we did get to see was some, some dope art, a few different artists and performers showed up.
Vendors. A couple of vendors.
Yeah.
Melissa that we patronized. Well, one. What else did we see there? They had a fashion show as we were on our way out, which it looked pretty cool. It was a very distinctive brand. I'm not sure what it was called, but it looked really exciting.
They had a comedian who was interesting because, like, he was also legally blind.
Yeah.
And he added that fact into his performance. Yeah. So I thought that was...
It's tough to get a room because everybody wouldn't like be quiet.
Yeah.
It wasn't like being on stage. There wasn't a spotlight, which I think maybe if there was like more of a spotlight, he would have gotten more of attention. But it's tough for him not being able to see, I'm sure. And then it's tough to get a room, like to be quiet when it's full and there's several things going on.
Right.
So, but shout out to him. I mean, I thought his jokes were laughable. I wasn't like side splitting laughter, but I think that if he could have gotten the room and delivered, to the room, that it probably would have been better.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that was Date Night Diaries. And then Korean barbecue. Did you talk about that?
No, I did not. Okay. And then after, because we were so hungry, we went to this Korean barbecue place out in Chinatown, which was really good. All you can eat. Not better than Gayuko that you really like.
Yeah, no, not to me.
But the portion size was significantly larger at this place.
But I also think that the place that you took me to up north has a better cut of meat. This cut of meat wasn't the greatest because I was chewing and not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gristle and a lot of fat. Well, which fat it's good on the meat, but I'd rather have like a tender meat and a better experience with eating. So if I had to choose, I would go up north, but this was not bad at all.
Yeah. And then Sunday, I'm sure you guys heard of this Black-owned spot. We every podcast episode, we highlight a Black-owned business that we patron. And we are highlighting Saunders. Take it away.
Saunders Barbecue is in Beverly. Sorry, I don't have the address, but you can look it up. It'll pop right up. We found this place probably last year, like around this time last year, because I think I wanted barbecue after a game. So we drove out to Beverly and got it. It was really, really good. They've also recently like blown up on social media. So when we went in, it was packed. It was full. We pre-ordered. I get there, it's not ready. You know how I'm like, we ordered an hour ago. It's like, it'll be 10 minutes. I was like, okay, I didn't make a big fuss out of it, but I hate when I order something to try and be efficient and it's not ready.
Yeah.
It just annoys me. So
especially when we gave time to like get there. Yeah. Usually like if you order there, they have the food already ready.
Right. They're not cooking it.
Right. They just have to like pack it up for you. Right. So
and then the thing is like if I order it and it's gone, I'm gonna be like, if you would have packed it up when I ordered it, it probably wouldn't be gone. Like that's my thinking too.
And that's like huge to mention too. So the way that Saunders menu works out is that they have everything at the beginning of the day. As the day goes on, items come off the menu that they run out of.
Right.
So if you want some oxtails, you might want to get there
early because they probably gonna be gone. They're also super expensive.
Yeah, their oxtails are like $32 or something like that.
And you probably get like 3, a big one, a medium one, and a small one.
That's what you thought?
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay. Well, anyway, so Saunders is really, really good barbecue over in Beverly. Check them out if you can.
Yes, and they're also our Black-owned business spotlight for today, too. So we kind of put 1 into 2. 2 into 1?
2 into
1. Really good. Check them out. Rib tips. We've had the I don't know if that's chicken sausage, but the sausage that they have is phenomenal to me. Greens are good. What else do we have?
Oh, my God. I just remembered.
Do you have some more cake left? Yeah.
So,
I saw it in there earlier.
So it's a sweet potato cornbread. That is very, very good. It has a nice glaze. I have to taste it warm because when I had it, it was cold, but I also wasn't sober. So anything tastes good to me at that point. But it was very, very good. I'm going to have a bite before we go to bed. I got to.
Just a bite?
Yeah. Yeah. I can do just a bite. I can do 2 forkfuls.
Okay.
Well, it's just not a bite, but you get the gist. I have to have an even number.
And then we also had the chimichurri wings, which I think have a lot of potential, but maybe because they weren't warm. But
I
was
rewarmed them up
underwhelmed.
today.
Okay.
For lunch, and I was just still underwhelmed with the chimichurri wings. It's something new that they're trying. Like you said, it has potential. I do agree with that. But I'm used to having chimichurri on steak, so I know what that tastes like. So on wings, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, they'll get it together.
Their I
feel like everything else is good.
Their mac and cheese we've had in the past, also very good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we've had?
Some burger when you stopped last time that they had.
Oh, a Reuben burger or something?
Yeah.
Brisket burger?
Something like that.
Brisket burger.
Yeah.
It was a brisket burger.
It was pretty good. I didn't really have the bread, but the meat portion was pretty damn good.
Yeah. Also, their barbecue sauce. They make their own barbecue sauce. My sister is calling me.
Okay. Who is that? Destiny?
Destiny.
All right, go ahead and answer the phone.
Oh, here we go. On Patreon.
Oh, you're doing the thing.
Yes, sister. We are recording.
Are you live?
We are live.
No, we're not live.
Oh, no, we're not live. We're not live. But we are recording, and this is not coming out.
It's not.
Okay. Hey, everybody. What y'all talking about?
Oh, we're still getting through the preliminary portion of our episode, and then we're going to continue on with the rest.
Okay. Well, I just called to ask about the popcorn.
The popcorn?
I was talking about popcorn. What do you need? What do you need? It was garlic parmesan, the one that I had that I kept using, and then the white cheddar.
Y'all got
seasoning.
some more?
Popcorn?
You know, the seasoning?
Yes.
She on the way. You on your way?
Shoot. You want me to be on my... I'm supposed to do an interview. I need to do an interview tonight. Are y'all going to be up late?
We're doing this episode for another 30, 40 minutes and then going to bed.
Yes.
Oh, no, y'all going to be up late. No, y'all go to bed.
All right.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you then, whatever.
It'll be here tomorrow if you want to come by and get it tomorrow.
I'll be here all day, I think.
Okay, I'll come tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's my favorite sister, y'all. Don't tell nobody.
Although you just told the world.
The people that need to know or should know, that just don't tell them. That's Destiny. It's my favorite sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry about that.
So Saunders, I almost told her we went in. That probably would not have been good.
No, that wouldn't be good because she was just asking us about it.
She definitely wanted to go. So we're going to have to go again soon, which I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
Pop culture, which we haven't really done in a while. We'll get through this one fairly fast, but I'll let you speak on it. Love on the Spectrum and Bloom,
let's just start with Love on the Spectrum.
Okay, Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum. Amazing show. Like,
so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so heartwarming.
Yes. Oh my God. It's just like, I was telling one of my high school friends through like Instagram of how great this show is because she's watching it from the beginning. And I'm just saying like, man, like before watching the show, you never think about it, but like autistic people need love too. Yeah. Like people on the spectrum need love too. Who would have thought? Like, because I don't have any autistic people. Well, that's not true. I have autistic people in my family, but they're very, very, very high functioning. Yeah. So it's barely like recognizable shit. I fucking probably have autism. But like, you don't really know how they're feeling about like things like that because you don't get to see it on a day-to-day basis. So I'm so grateful for Netflix like creating a show around this because oh my God, it's so cute. And then my favorites, Abby, oh my God.
Is that the one with the glasses who's always like, yeah, let's do it?
No, that horny little lady. I can't think of her name at the moment.
She's my favorite.
She's one of my favorites too. But yeah, Abby is the one who made a song to her boyfriend at the end of the season.
So cute.
Oh, it was so good. And she has like a cute little voice on her too.
Yeah.
But I love their relationship. But yeah, if you haven't checked out, I'm sorry I don't have all the information. I didn't do my research in writing all their names down and everything like that. I'm just like promoting this show. We're not getting paid for this, but like really go and watch it because another thing that I really appreciate about the members of Love on the Spectrum is that they're so honest.
Like brutally sometimes.
But they don't know. Yeah, which is dope. It's something that we can learn from. Like, learn to be more direct, learn to be like more pronounced in your boundaries. Like it's
tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is. Like, look, we can be friends.
No filter.
What's his name? What's his name? Was like, I like this.
Tanner.
I like that. Yes, Tanner. Tanner was like, I like this. I like that. I like this. I like that. Do you like that? And why don't you like that? Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I think we should be friends.
Did.
Dang.
He did say that. I mean, just that bluntly. Like,
yes, yeah, you're not working for me, so I think we should be friends.
Right. Hilarious.
Yes. But so, yes, go and check out that show.
And then with the balloons.
Yes. Speaking of check out that show, don't check out this one.
Oh, dang.
I did not pop the balloon.
Wait a minute.
No.
Just give it like 10 minutes just to see what it's about. And then you'll see what we're talking about.
Terrible. They need to go back to YouTube.
I'm sure it's probably
because it was more
YouTube.
I mean, sure, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure they have like some type of contract now that they don't create newer episodes for YouTube.
Facts.
This, whatever they put on TV and played in our faces about, I'm so upset. I was looking at it and it was so like cringe. Like I had secondhand embarrassment from watching it. I felt bad for, what's her name? What's her name? The one who, Yvonne? Yes, Yvonne Orji, I think that is her name, who is the host of the show now. Okay. I felt so bad for her. And I'm glad that she kept it going and did her best to like fill in or like create jokes where needed because it was bad.
It's just the people that were on there were, I don't know if it was they were superficial or they just had so many different hangups or they were just trying to
be on TV.
Yeah, and gain followings, but it could have. It has potential. It could have been. I think
it could have been great. I'll tune in to see what the next episode looks like. Maybe they just had to work out a few kinks, like them cleaning up the balloons while Yvonne is still talking, like in the background. How distracting!
I mean, but it's
but you know how they go into the second, like after the person who is the one who is trying to find a date leaves the set and they go to a certain room and they're asked about their experience. Take that time to clean up the fucking balloons. We should not be looking at that. Then they also had a lounge. Go and tune into the lounge.
Nobody was in the lounge because nobody made a pair. Well, no,
there weren't. The guys,
the other guy was in there.
Yeah, they were sitting in there. They could have panned into them, like give them some conversation cards or I don't know, something, but it was very poorly executed. And I hope they get it together because it was created by a Black woman. It is hosted by a Black woman. And I would like to see it do better because it was actually entertaining on YouTube. It done got to Netflix and been whitewashed a little bit. It's been like, it was like bleach was just splashed on it. Just a little bit.
I mean, anytime you take anything out of its like grassroots type of ideas, I feel like it's going to be watered down because I'm sure she had to make some adjustments and do some things that she probably didn't agree with. But I know she want that Netflix money. So yeah, she was like, okay, go ahead.
Those girls would have never been on YouTube.
No, I don't think so.
Never.
And you know what they need to do?
What?
Have a gay one. That is the solution to everybody's bad show problems.
They have a male gay one. They don't. I'm
talking about live on Netflix.
I know. I'm just saying that it started from YouTube. So I'm saying from YouTube, moving on. There is only a male gay one. So
have a gay live one, and they can do one session female and one session male, and then go back. And then they could probably even do like one session bi girls and bi men. Boom, problem solved. Guarantee you, ratings skyrocket.
Maybe. Anyway. Didn't like it.
2 thumbs down.
Do better.
All right. Well, that's the first half. We're done. I'm just kidding. We're not done. The way you looked at me.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Which we don't have yet.
Commercial break.
All right. So this episode, we are naming, I think, the blame game.
You think?
It's probably going to be the blame game. That's what it's kind of always been. But sometimes, I get while I'm editing, I'm like, And then I check with chat and I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So basically we're talking about blame and placing blame in relationships. let me preface this by saying we don't really blame each other for stuff, do we?
We had an incident the other day that I would like to reference while talking about this topic, but other than that, we don't really have many incidences where this is an issue.
Oh, please reference your incident. I don't know if I don't even
when
know if I know
Koda jumped onto my vanity.
Oh, I didn't know you blamed me for it. I think I asked.
You asked me, which is the reason why I asked you. Is that the reason why you came up with this episode topic?
I didn't even. I think I've had this written down since before we recorded the other one.
Okay.
No, for real. That's why I say I don't even know what are we referring to. But okay. But now, yes, I do know. Mm-hmm. And what would you like to say about that?
I mean, we could talk about. Should we talk about what happened in the situation and then break it down based on our points that we have, or
we can do it whichever way you want. We are creative directors of ourselves.
Yes, I know, but how do? Maybe we should just go through we'll just go through the situation first and then go through the points.
Sure.
Okay. So this was the situation. Ace sends me a video of Koda in my vanity chair and stuff is knocked over. I had a Starbucks cup that had a little bit of my, what was it? Chai latte. And it just a very little, but it was a cup of my vanity, some of my makeup stuff. So there was candy just sitting up there. And she sends me a video of it and of Koda up there. And obviously she tells Koda to get down and then she leaves for work. So then I come home later that evening and I go in the room and that same Starbucks cup that had a little bit of the matcha in it was now in the bed, the cup all chewed up. No idea where the liquid went. There was a wrapper of some lint truffles?
I don't know what it was.
Whatever the brand is of the truffles. Mm-hmm. It was on the bed as well. And there was a ring pop missing with a wrapper somewhere. I found the ring pop, but the candy was gone off of it. And Koda was just hyped up. And I walk in there and I was so upset because I was thinking if you saw that she was in the chair, why didn't you take the cup, throw it away? Or pick it, not even throw it away, because I don't need you cleaning up my vanity. But pick up the cup. There, the candy, there was 2 pieces of chocolate up there. Maybe put the chocolate in the garbage, because dogs aren't supposed to have chocolate. And when I came home and I saw that the cup was chewed up, I'm and the chocolate, I was oh my God, our dog is gonna die. Why wasn't this just put away at the moment that you saw her? But then you said that you had just left. You were on your way out, so you didn't think about that. Am I telling the story correctly?
Yeah. I mean, I was on my way out. Feel like I don't know if I was rushing for one reason or another, but I was trying to get out the house, and it didn't even cross my mind to pick it up. I mean, I took the video, sent it to you. I was look at this. Grabbed whatever I had to grab and left. The only thing, if I was gonna pick up something, it would have been the cup, right? Saw it, and I just left it because I'm I gotta go. Not thinking anything about it, honestly, and I didn't see any chocolate or candy or anything like that. And then I just left out. So we kind of talked about it, and I'm are you upset? Are you blaming me? I don't know if you ever answered the question.
I don't think I didn't say that I was blaming you. I didn't flat out say that I was blaming you. I was just saying how I'd wish you thought about that before you left. You saw the cup down, sit the cup up because it was still liquid in it. So it could have been dripping down the vanity. Again, I don't even know where the liquid went. Koda probably drank it. Koda probably drank it. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah. She is a fatty.
Yeah.
But my biggest concern was the chocolate. Had you looked at what she had gotten to on the vanity, which you didn't have time to because you were on your way out, I would have thought that you would have seen that and eliminated that at the moment. So I was scared and frustrated that you didn't think about that in that moment.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess my point was like, I understand your frustration, but can you really blame me, quote unquote, for what Koda did? Or for what she got into?
Yeah, and the thing was, I wasn't blaming you. I just wish you had thought about that.
But see, I didn't know that because you went to the room. I mean, like, didn't even come out. Like, we usually either say, okay, we're going to stay in the room or we're going to come out. And you stayed in the room and didn't say anything.
Yeah, I definitely stayed in the room. I was pissed. And also, too, I was starting my cycle. which she is a bitch. She really is. Flo, so as Diane used to call her, she is a bitch.
It doesn't get any better as you get older.
And so, like, I decided to just stay in a room, like, and chill out. Like, I was already starting to cramp. I felt like I was, getting angry towards you, and I just wanted to cool off because I knew it wasn't your fault, but I was just upset.
Yeah.
So I just stayed in the room. And while I stayed in the room, Koda started humping my leg. And then, you know what she did on me? She threw up on my pajama pants. So that pissed me off even more. And I'm like, I'm really not leaving the room. I'm really not leaving the room. So I had to clean that up. I was so pissed. But so that was the situation. So now we're going to go through.
Well, so I guess so we have some fruition to the situation. Like, how do we handle it in the future? I mean, if I say, I didn't see it, I'm sorry, or I didn't think about it, I'm sorry, or I was on my way out. Like, is it really anybody's fault? Is it okay or not okay to be upset with somebody?
I thought we were going to break down everything and get to that.
We are. I mean, no. I mean, I want to finish this and then we can go to what we have written down. Is that okay?
Sure, but that defeats the purpose of us breaking it down and then getting to the resolution of how we don't do that. No?
I was taking them separately, but we can do it however you like to do it.
Okay, I would like to break it down.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the first part is like why blaming your partner never works and what to do instead. So, the therapeutic insight is like blame triggers. Can you read that, please? I'm about to come away from the mic.
Where's your phone?
You're right.
All right. So basically what we did here was, I'm not even going to hold you. We asked chat about the blame game, right? And we picked, I think, 5 things out of what it gave us that talk about accountability, that talk about how to work through conflict when there is blame to be had, having a safe space concerning accountability, saying, it's not your fault, or realizing when it is your fault, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, the first thing that we are talking about is accountability versus, I guess, feeling attacked. So instead of saying something like, and I guess this is kind of insider information for us and people that are listening on how to better handle like conflict instead of blaming one another, right? Like, or instead of attacking somebody when you feel like they're to blame. So you can use things like, and I think I learned this from therapy. You should not say you always, because that is never the case.
Yeah,
that's like
correct me on that a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I learned when I went to therapy years and years ago, when I was in like 2 relationships ago, I think. We went to therapy to try and figure out. And that's the biggest thing I took away. And I kind of still practice that. So instead of using you always, maybe it's like, I feel, right? Or maybe it's like, what's going on, or how do you feel, or what are you thinking right now?
Or even using the word sometimes, like, right. You sometimes do this.
Right. Or even like sometimes this happens when this happens. And I think also try not to say like you, to me is a big deal. It's like we're in this together and it isn't just your fault if something happens. In my opinion, people may have other thoughts about it, but it's never really just your fault. Like we're in this together. So maybe it's like we need to do X, Y, Z, right? Like encompass both people. So I feel a lot of sometimes, a lot of
what I need is.
Yeah, what I need is, can you do X for me? A lot of those things instead of like you. Like you is the ultimate blame in my opinion. Like you did it, like fix it. No, like, all right, well, what happened was this happened and this is how I feel about it. How can we fix it? Mm-hmm. Those are my thoughts on it. So that's the first one.
And going back to the situation that happened, when it was time to go to bed, you came in and we kind of talked it out. And you asked me, was I okay? I believe the question that you asked is like, do you need anything from me? Or like, is there, what do I need from you in that moment or something like that?
I think maybe the morning after we talked about it more.
It wasn't the morning after, was it?
The morning after we talked about it more because I said, well, let's talk about last night. I was sitting facing
yes.
Right. Facing the wall and you were laying down and then we kind of just like talked through it. So
you're right.
I don't even know if we came to any type of agreement, but we just talked through it and kind of left it at that. Like I feel like it was finished, but I don't remember honestly what the outcome was, to be honest with you. But it felt good the way we left it, so I was fine with it. Were you fine with it?
I was fine with it. I mean, I'm not mad of it now. Just,
Okay.
I realized that my cycle was starting and I needed to chill out.
Did you realize that, like that at that moment, that the night before, like when you found everything that Koda had done?
Yes, because I had time to think about it. Because I'm like, I've been craving a lot of candy. I am kind of bloating. Don't like that.
All of the signs were there, is what you're saying.
Yeah, all the signs were there.
Okay.
Like I wasn't cramping like I normally do closer to my cycle. But the rest of the signs were there. Like my mood changed quickly.
All the things. All the things. No, I get that. I mean, I have the same type of symptoms and thoughts. Like that's probably why I was so heated today. Probably 2 days from now, it's going to be like, oh, hello.
Right.
So I completely get that. And that's part of being in a relationship with a female is learning how to navigate each other's PMS. Big time.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a blessing when you sync with your partner, but this one is impossible to sync with. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, but it comes on every month, sometimes twice a month. So there's that.
I don't pray for that on anybody else, but
yeah, me
I just wish we could see.
Oh, the next is talking through conflict without pointing fingers, which I guess kind of goes back to the first one, but more so the first one is saying like taking accountability if you are wrong, which actually takes a lot of pressure off. If you're like, you know what, I did mess up, I'm sorry. That's problem solved. I feel like everybody feels better. But your ego, like we talked about 2 weeks ago, sometimes your ego gets in the way. But talking through conflict without pointing fingers. So using words like hurt or fear or sad. A lot of those three different emotions are behind anger, right? If you're angry about something, you might be scared. You might be, like I said, fearful. Or you might be sad. So I think it's important to like stop when you're speaking to your partner, or if you feel like you're blaming someone or vice versa, and really like reflect on it and listen to what your partner is saying.
Yeah. And that's what they do a lot in therapy too. It's like you talk about, like, say you're angry about a situation. They literally break it down and help you come up with words to better describe how you're feeling. And usually it's not anger, it's sadness, it's you being hurt. And so it's important to be able to dissect that in that moment as well.
Yeah, it goes back to that listening to understand and not to respond. which I think a lot of people are waiting for their opportunity to respond. I mean, we've said that, I'm sure, 20 million times between when we started and now, but you really got to take a second to listen to what your partner is saying.
Yeah. But I'm even talking about like before even bringing it to your partner when you're upset, like learn to be able to stop, drop, and roll. Sorry. Be able to stop and think about and dissect your emotions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times too, like when you're angry, I'm gonna put that in quotation marks. When you're angry, you might say something that's hurtful to your partner.
Yeah, you can't take that back.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and words hurt. I don't care what people say. You may not, in the moment, you may be like, yeah, I'm good. But then you start thinking about things and you're like, why would they say that to me?
You know, when we were younger, they used to talk about, you know, that song, Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but names will never me.
Yeah.
My granny used to have us say that to each other. But at the same time, my granny was a fighter. So I think I remember her saying like sticks and stones may break your bones, but so will I. Or some shit like that. Something around. Granny was a gangster. What? Granny used to like to fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Granny.
But they didn't raise any of their kids that way.
Fighters.
Yeah, my grandfather didn't allow my mom and her siblings to fight, not even to argue.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. So even growing up, my mom didn't allow us to fight.
That's actually probably a generational change. Like the fact that he did that, because a fighter, if your mom is a fighter, you're probably gonna be a fighter because that's what you saw.
True.
So kudos to him.
Yeah.
Trying to break generational curses.
But words do hurt. So watch your words. Absolutely. Mind your words.
Absolutely. That's the person you love. You don't have to do them like that.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is taking like ownership. So what did you do in the situation? Like if we both take part of the blame, then there's really no one to blame.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So own your piece of it. Like, here's what I could have done better, or some things that you can say. What does this say? Normalize imperfection. Oh yeah, you can definitely still be a good partner and like mess up. It happens all the time. Your faults or your mess ups don't define you. Even if you blame your partner, like there's a chance to bounce back from that. And I know you don't want to blame your partner, but you slip up and it happens because emotions run high. So that's when you got to take that step back and be like, all right.
Yeah. And going back to what you could have done better, like reflecting on the situation that we had, you know, after I finished my Starbucks, I could have thrown the cup away.
Mm-hmm.
The candy, like we do have a cabinet in our kitchen where we do keep candy and stuff like that. I just hadn't gotten around to like putting that candy in the cabinet in the kitchen.
Is that something that
I could have done? No,
but I mean, and obviously I could have just stopped a second and taken the time to pick the items up. I mean, clearly, but it wasn't on my mind. So that was definitely my fault. Is that a realization you came to that night, or like how long did you have to reflect on it to think about?
When we were talking.
Okay.
The next day.
Okay. I can dig it for sure. So I think that's probably why when we talked about it, it was like, okay, we talked about it, we're over it, and let's kind of move on instead of holding grudges, which I can hold a grudge, but I've gotten better, I feel like, in this relationship.
You can hold a grudge?
Yeah, I can, but I let
Gemini.
I let it go a lot of times for the sake of not, going to bed upset or waking up angry or whatever. Because I know that's one thing we said we didn't want to do in the beginning of our relationship.
That's crazy, actually. I didn't know you could hold a grudge. I'm learning something new about you every day.
Every podcast. I absolutely can. I just don't. I mean, it's just not like, yeah, take the time to feel how you feel. Right. And then you start reflecting, or I start reflecting. I'm like, okay, it's just not worth being upset over.
One thing about me, I cannot hold a grudge. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to remember. My memory is T-rash.
You don't remember why you holding a grudge?
No, like when I'm mad at somebody, like there's somebody on our football team right now that I used to talk to, and I stopped talking to him because like there were some things about him that I just did not like.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually he like started stalking me, I believe. At least that's what the picture that I painted in my head. And so I did everything I could to stay away from this man. And now here I am on this team and I don't even remember what he did.
And look at me. I didn't even know that. Now I gotta do some investigative work.
There is no investigative work that needs to be done because clearly, I mean, what? He ain't doing nothing. We shared a pic last Sunday.
Okay, got it.
So, I mean, there are no hard feelings there, but like, again, I don't hold grudges because I like to talk about something or not talk about something, but get over it because it's not going to weigh me down.
Well, you know I hold a grudge because of a certain somebody that's out here in the flag football world. 3 strikes and out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not, I mean, I feel like that's not even really holding a grudge.
I don't think, I wouldn't.
Not being, I don't know, not gullible. What's the word? Damn, what's the word? Whatever the word is.
Find it.
No, I can't. It's gone. Anyway, I'm not going to be stupid and keep letting shit fly. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I guess that is an example of you holding a grudge.
You would have been able to let it go by now? I got to remind you not to let it go. And not that I want you to be an ass because I'm being an ass, but I do want him to realize this ain't a game, bro.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, you're going to have to remind me because I will forget in a second and be talking to the person like the next couple months later.
And it's fine to talk to him, but like, just the thing about it, we off on a tangent because it pisses me off every time I think about it. But the thing about it is, like, just because you say something doesn't mean to hit you up on Instagram, sending some bullshit or text you like, hey, what up, shorty? No, that's not what that means. It's just you being cordial. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have an issue with you being cordial. I don't have an issue with you speaking to him, but I also don't want it to be an open dialogue. So now he's thinking it's okay to do whatever he did in the first beginning.
Right.
No. So that's that tangent. So yes, I can hold a grudge for sure. And
this is not against me.
Nah.
So.
No. And as a side note, we did start flag football back up, so we'll talk about that next week. Okay.
Forgot to mention that
in the beginning.
Yeah.
So this says someone can unintentionally hurt you and still need to take accountability for the impact. That's interesting because typically, if you hurt somebody and it's on purpose, you should take accountability for it. But if you didn't do it on purpose, it's like, I ain't mean to, damn. But you still need to take accountability for it. Like, yes, you didn't mean to. However, this is how it made me feel.
Yeah. I feel like a few years ago, it took me a while to I guess, understand like intention. Like it wasn't my intent to do yada yada yada.
Right.
This is what I actually meant. And what I mean by understand is like I would be the one like saying like I didn't mean that, but it came off that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing the difference like between like how I say something to somebody and how they're taking it is an actual thing. It's a real thing.
That's like when I be telling you stop yelling at me. And it's not that you be yelling, it's that the tone of your voice is very harsh.
I don't yell at Christy.
You don't. But the tone is what I'm really implying.
Yeah.
Like the tone is harsh and I don't think you realize sometimes what your tone is. So I just be like, stop yelling at me, kind of in a playful way. And you'd be like, I'm not yelling.
I don't say it like that. I'd be like, I'm not yelling at you.
Yeah, you do. You say, I'm not yelling. But do you, when I say that though, do you understand what I am saying when I say that in a playful way?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize your tone?
Not until you say something. But I also know I also speak with my face too.
A lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the last one here, it says, what happens when you choose understanding over ego? Going back to ego, I feel like, I don't know if we talked about this, but can you have an ego in a relationship? Is it possible to have an ego and sustain a relationship? What do you think?
My thoughts on having an ego. Didn't we say your ego has to die?
We did. We did. We said that last week that your ego has to die.
Then it's dead.
So we did. We
In
did
the
talk about
dirt.
that I'm sorry, week before last. I guess just to reiterate, like if you cannot be in a relationship and have this big ego, you gotta humble yourself for your partner.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not even
for you and your partner's sake,
Yeah,
honestly.
yes,
if
you're
you
right.
if you want it to work.
You're right. And that's not even being like weak or not being a manly man if you're in a heterosexual relationship, or that's not even being a manly woman if you're in a gay relationship, and all the things in between. Is just cannot have an ego and make it work, because your ego's going to take over. And you're going to be more concerned about that than your partner.
Yeah.
So I think when playing the blame game, and this is my summation, what I'm thinking of, when playing the blame game, for one, you got to fight fair. I feel like in any argument and relationship, you got to fight fair and have like those set boundaries before y'all even start arguing. Like no name calling, no low blows. And I've had so many low blows in past relationships that it really, really like damaged our relationship, which is why we're here. You.
I was about to say, you about to name all these things. I have not experienced not one with you.
Well, yeah, because that's not who I am. And it's not who I am. It is who the person I was with previous to this was and what they did. And my thing has always been like, don't let people knock you off your square. Mm. And that's probably why, like when I was at practice, you talk about when I was practicing before we got together, that you didn't really, like you didn't know all this was going on, because I don't let people like knock me off my square like that. Like just because I'm maybe miserable at home or upset at home doesn't mean I bring that with me or bring that to practice. Like people don't deserve to see that. So, I would just.
That's still, ooh. To this day, that makes me so upset.
Why?
Because y'all, if y'all just knew how like genuine and understanding and sweet Ace is, like you'd be like, and you dealt with that bullshit, and you would still show up with a smile on your face, like not going into details, but having the cops call, like dealing with her family, like, oh my God.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm not gonna let that knock me off of who I am. I'm gonna stand firm to who I am, but I'm also going to stand up for myself. And like I told you when we got in a relationship, like I am loyal to a fault. Like I want to help people as much as I can in and out of relationships. Like I want to be the most helpful person, like, but if you're not receiving that help I'm trying to give, then I can't do nothing for you, and maybe everybody doesn't want to receive help in the relationship. Like that's part to me of a relationship, is helping each other. But it was seen in a previous relationship as being overbearing or like stalking or controlling. And that was not my heart at all. And anybody that knows me, like really knows me, knows that's not my heart. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Speaking of stalking, if this, do you have
a beep button?
A beep button?
Oh, no. Hold on. Wait, let me see. We almost done. Hold on. Okay. Triangle. I don't think I do.
Well, you know what that sounds like. I don't even know why you even tried that.
I didn't.
You did press it.
What's glockenspiel? Yeah, I don't have a beep button. Okay. Sorry.
If this, which would it be? Don't stop emailing you. I am what?
Nothing. Say your piece.
Then I'ma step in, because you're not doing nothing right now.
Because I know that we are so far off topic. Anyway, I know that this is to get a reaction. And when you give a reaction, that is cause for it to continue to get further reaction.
I'm talking about filing a police report for harassment.
Oh, I could do that. But I don't know. What are the grounds for harassment? I have no clue. I would have to ask chat. Unwanted
attention or behavior or some shit like that. Let me go into my law book. Because if it's unwanted and someone keeps doing it, like, and you're not provoking it, that's harassment.
Okay. I mean, I'm not opposed. Trust me. I'm not. I just be trying to just keep the peace because I'm done and over with that. You know what I'm saying? And ignoring it is really the best thing to do. Not even filing a police report unless it just gets really, really bad. Like if there's an instance where there's ringing our doorbell, and outside screaming my name, then yes, that's going to be harassment. But in email, I can ignore it very easily.
You better than me, but all right. Anyway, take it or leave it.
I'm taking just making sure that accountability is had when there may be blame placed, because there's always accountability to be had. I feel like one reaction deserves another. So that's what I'm taking, and I'm leaving the fact that Koda keeps getting into everything.
I am taking the points that we made today and using it in the future for when I have moments where I'm upset about something that happened and not being able to dissect all the way through what's really the issue.
So like taking a second or reflecting, or saying, okay, what was my part? What could I have done better? Etc.
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
And I am leaving what I said about your ex here because I don't have to say it again.
Period.
All right.
All right.